Whoop-a-dub-a-dub-dub! Hey, what's up, Skittle Squad? This is Kelvin here, back once again with another Dungeon Quest video. And in this video, as you saw in the title, the thumbnail, we came across some interesting information. I've had a chat with Jcaffie in the Dungeon Quest General Discord. He was pretty much talking to everybody, and I gave him my 2 cents, my suggestions when it came to updates for Dungeon Quest. He gave us a response and pretty much gave us more ideas about quests, more about new friendly content and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Definitely like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to turn on those post notifications. Without further ado, let's jump straight to it. Alright folks, in this video clip, what I'm going to do is probably put in some gameplay and kind of just do some chatting. So for those of you who, get bored of that, well, I guess you're going to miss out on some really good information. Update information coming out for the future of Dungeon Quest. And hope you guys do drop down in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think should be an update for Dungeon Quest. So the next time I have a chat with a developer such as Joey or Vinny in general, or even anyone, Blacksmith and Ellie and everybody else, I can give them your suggestions to see how it goes. Alright, so for our first message, I'm going to put it on the screen right now for you guys to see. So I did ask Joey, has bringing up a new gear slot like boots or gauntlets been an idea that has been entertained? And the thing Joey said was a new item slot is definitely a possibility and something we bring up a bunch. So I do want to get a little into that, guys. So what I mean when it comes to bringing the mention of new gear slots such as boots, gauntlets, many of you probably play a lot of different RPG games just like I do. There's probably games out there that gives you helmets and armor pieces, but of course they also give you gauntlets, gloves, and capes, and even maybe some shields in general, right? I do think shields are not going to be something in Dungeon Quest. I do believe dodging mechanics is your shield in Dungeon Quest. However, for the other gear set pieces, I believe it is something we strongly need for Dungeon Quest. It's a good thing that he is actually pretty interested to bring that into the game. Joey is literally the brother for Jcaffie. They're very close. I think he's considered the co-owner at this point, so any of his ideas should be well entertained. So if Joey is willing to bring this idea up to Jcaffie, we can guarantee 99% of the time this will be implemented. If it's not in the near future, it will still be in the future as well. So let's get into that a little bit. I do believe if Jcaffie or Joey will be watching this in the future, I think the best way to implement boots and gauntlets and things like that will be in those new game modes. At the end of the day, if any of you have watched my previous video about my rants about Dungeon Quest or update ideas I want to give to Dungeon Quest, I always like to emphasize the new idea of bringing new armor gear types into new game modes. For example, I do believe boss raids shouldn't have been so focused on giving us tier gear. Now people don't do regular dungeons. They don't carry people in regular dungeons. When I do live streams, I don't know what to do. Like, am I supposed to do boss raids to get the same gear but plus 12, plus 7, plus 11 for people? Or do I do dungeons where it's actually more open, where you can carry 40 people at once and, actually help out some noobs and, see how it goes? I don't know if Jcaffie or Joey will be planning to revamp the dungeons or revamp the boss raids and wave defense, but if I could remake this, and it's a strong suggestion, please consider this. Please make it so wave defense can allow you to get maybe gauntlets or boots, so people actually play wave defense. Give them a little bit of EXP boost too, so there is an enticement to do wave defense and do the long grind. And then when it comes to boss raids, take those regular items out of boss raids. I don't think people care that much. They want to do regular dungeons. And then they also want to choose boss raids as an alternative, not a demand, not a requirement. And maybe you can make them different tiers because they're a special item. They're not a regular armor piece, they're not a regular helmet or regular weapon. And hopefully with this, it really lets us decide on which game mode to play. When there's diversity in the game, in my point of view, diversity is the way for success in Dungeon Quest. You want to go to a lobby full of a bunch of people, and then some of them are doing wave defense, some of them are doing boss raids, and some of them are just doing regular dungeons. And I truly believe that will pave the success for Dungeon Quest in the long run. So this is my first point because I do have a few points to bring up. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about my idea and how you guys can revamp it. Exhibit B, okay? I pretty much said lower levels make up 70% of Dungeon Quest population. At least for my stream, if we can just bring them back, it's good for everybody. And the next thing I said is, I'm glad you're giving us hope, Joey. Thank you. His response was not quite specifically to my sentence, but I once thought of creating a storyline for long dungeons that wraps up the previous dungeon, bringing back corrupted versions of the old bosses. So there's 2 points to really go through here. So I want to start off with my point. I did mention that a big population in Dungeon Quest is for lower levels, and in one of my previous videos, all my previous videos I rant, I pretty much mentioned that I do want to fight for the lower levels. I don't have all the time to carry all the lower levels, and I cannot go to each and every one of you individually to help you and carry you from level 20 to 50 to 60 to even 100. And I'm sorry, this is not something I have the power to do. Anyways, I do want to emphasize that I did bring this up to Joey, and his response was that he is an always big advocator of pushing lower level benefits for the updates, and it does seem like he's been a big fan of helping out lower level noobs. But I do believe, since in the entire Dungeon Quest development team, there's like a round table of developers bringing in ideas, and I do think that lower level content doesn't show up immediate money in their pockets. If you get what I mean, when it comes to developers doing Dungeon Quest content, money is a pretty big deal. Not a lot of people in the world works for free, and Dungeon Quest is no exception. A lot of noobs in lower levels are hesitant to invest too much money into Dungeon Quest because they're noobs. But the higher levels, they're more willing to because they already invested a lot into the game. But at the end of the day, I think the smart formula here is to think about the lower level noobs, think about the lower tier players, and as they get more and more involved into the game, get new content, things like that, they will invest into the game, and they will start, you know, paying in Robux and buying game passes. That's just how the world works. You gotta really entice the noobs to become pros, and those pros becomes customers. I'm going to go back to what Joey said, guys. He said he once thought about creating a storyline for long dungeons that wraps up the previous dungeons. Let's say, for example, he wanted to move from King's Castle to Underworld. So he wanted to bring back a boss from King's Castle, such as an Archmage or the Beastmaster, and make it corrupted. Give it more HP, and you can fight it off. You can destroy it in Underworld or any other dungeon to wrap it up. So it's kind of like a storyline finishing up. So in this specific aspect, I don't have much to say aside from it's a good idea, but an idea that's not used is no idea. Alright, so I did next talk about quests with Joey. Let's do personal quests a try and help lower levels out. My formula here was hunt amount of monsters, maybe 10 monsters, mobs, and get certain amount of EXP. And I said, please save the lower levels. I am still a big fighter for lower levels, guys, because I do believe lower levels, once again, is the future for Dungeon Quest. Just like how young people are the future for the future, if that makes sense to you, then lower levels is the future for Dungeon Quest. And his response was, yeah, that could work. And he said, yes, we could give them a big boost in EXP for it. Yeah, not even 10,000. We're talking about a big amount of boost. We don't know what the number is right now, but hopefully Joey's going to bring this up to Jcaffie, and I'll go a little into that. Let's say, for example, guys, we put in quests into Dungeon Quest, which everybody wants. We know that. Let's say we got some daily quests. You can do a daily, weekly quests, and then some overall quests for you to level up. Maybe you're level 20 and you need some quests for extra EXP. So let's say I drop a quest on you and I say, oh, you gotta go to the Desert Temple, beat the boss 3 times. And if you can do that, well, let's give you 50,000 EXP. Well, this will really help you in your run. This will save you a few dungeons, this will give you a few levels, and this way you can pass Desert Temple a lot easier. Of course, this does apply for every other level out there, though I do think the lower levels need it more than us, higher levels, and I am in such a and I am so happy that Joey actually responded to this and wanted to implement it as well. He thinks it's a good idea. He thinks that giving a big boost of EXP is a good idea. So hopefully in the near future for Dungeon Quest, we should be expecting some lower tier or even mid tier, high tier quests to help us level up, get past the dungeons a little easier, so we don't have to worry about the lower levels quitting the game. We don't have to worry about the higher levels going to a lobby and being, yo, what the heck, the population of the game is dead and now I gotta quit and move on. Nobody wants that to happen to Dungeon Quest. I know in the comments down below, a lot of you have came to me and said that Dungeon Quest was dead. I don't believe it's dead. I do believe it's dying though, and we need to do something about it as the people for Dungeon Quest, as the community for Dungeon Quest. Skittle Squad, I'm asking for your help right now. I need your help right now in the comments down below. Give it a big old thumbs up, give it a big old like right now, so we can represent and get these ideas implemented into Dungeon Quest. Alright folks, I mean, that's pretty much it for my conversation with Jcaffie, but I do want to show you guys a few leaks that did come across me in general, and I want to talk about it. So the first thing we have is this dragon looking sea surfing mob. It says coming soon-ish. So soonish is never a good point. Soonish means it's going to come out, but we don't know when. And to be honest, guys, I don't believe we're going to be getting a new dungeon, at least not until Thanksgiving. And I'd say Thanksgiving is even really close, too close for us. This is a dragon, I can tell. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this. It could be a snake too. There's a snake emoji, is that? Yeah, but I've always been a big advocate of a dragon dungeon because people like it. I've said this like maybe back before King's Castle about getting a dragon dungeon, and maybe we'll be seeing one soon. Alright, so the next image I got here is actually something that's been posted a little while ago. This is from Blacksmith's Twitter. This is pretty much the Excalibur version of a staff. Yeah, it's actually a glowing staff. I asked Blacksmith if it's gonna glow, there's gonna be aura to it. He said yes. So I still don't know when our Excalibur quest is gonna finish up. We're still literally missing 3 quests right now. But this staff looks amazing. Okay, like I would love to use this. We have been asking Blacksmith to make a staff version of Excalibur, and finally our prayers have been heard. He made this, and I really hope it's going to be coming out soon. Like I want to be able to use a staff like this. I'll convert to a mage, forget the warrior, man. I mean, I am a big fan of both. I just play warrior main all the time, but I'll be this mage, dude. I'll use the staff. That's pretty much it for this video, everybody. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and don't forget to let me know in the comments down below how you thought about the video and what you would do to fix this game. Until we play again next time, peace out, y'all.